こんにちは皆さん。日本語のコースについて話したいと思っています。The courses that we offer at Wagahai are Japanese beginners and Japanese continuers. The course you select has nothing to do with your skill level, but rather with the amount of previous study you have done. If you have studied Japanese in years 9 and 10, then you must select the continuous course. If you've only studied Japanese in year 7 and or 8, then you must select the beginner's course. Both courses will get you to the point where you can have a conversation such as the one you just heard in Japanese. They just have different entry points to the content. Both Japanese beginners and continuous courses are Category A subjects and count towards your ATAR. How we study the course is dependent on the number of students who elect the course and the number of other subjects running in that year. For the best possible outcome, make sure Japanese is one of your top selections. Both beginners and continuous courses focus on the modern version of Japanese, including formal and informal language. All students will learn to read and write in hiragana and katakana fluently, and both courses have prescribed kanji. As language is the basis of all communication and human interaction, these skills will prepare students for the dynamic world of the 21st century and expand their horizons as both national and global citizens. As language and culture are interdependent, students will learn about the Japanese culture, allowing them to move successfully across and within cultures, and in the process to experience, value, and embrace the diversity of humanity in their own culture and that of others. The aim of the beginners and continuous courses is for students to build on the foundational knowledge they study in Year 11 to gain a deeper knowledge and understanding of the language and culture in Year 12. The beginners course focuses on using Japanese to interact during normal conversations and on understanding and producing Japanese in a variety of different contexts and texts such as manga, anime, advertisements, songs, emails, and social media. The topics that we cover are your personal world and that of Japanese-speaking communities. The continuous course focuses on exchanging, expressing, and analysing information and ideas in Japanese, and on understanding how language and culture are interdependent. The topics and texts covered are similar to the beginner's course, but students are asked to use their Japanese to do more of the higher order skills of analysis, persuasion, justification, and so forth. The aim of both courses is to have you understanding and using useful everyday Japanese. The assessment for both courses consists of 3 assessment tasks in Year 11 and 3 in Year 12 that incorporate the skills of reading, writing, listening, and speaking in Japanese. These assessment tasks use realistic context and text so that you develop useful skills in Japanese. There is no major work for either of the courses, however both courses have a formal HSC speaking exam in Term 3 of Year 12 and a reading, writing, and listening exam in the formal HSC period in Term 4. This sounds like a lot of assessment, and yet there are people out there who absolutely love learning languages. Let's have a look at who would make a good language learner. Language learners have many of the soft skills that employers are looking for in the 21st century. You must have empathy and a willingness to see things from another perspective. You'll need to be organised or willing to learn how to best order your vocabulary, grammar, and script learning to allow you to build on existing knowledge. You need to be able to laugh at your mistakes, take risks with using language, and be willing to stop talking long enough to listen and learn by watching others, an important life skill. Language learning uses a wide variety of communication techniques, and you'll not only learn more about your own language and culture, but also about body language cues and how to communicate when you're out of your comfort zone. Most of all, you have to enjoy learning a language and understand the rush that comes from using your Japanese to communicate in real situations, because this will make it more likely that you'll continue to practice and build your skills. Japan is one of Australia's major economic partners, with the Australian-Japan trade relationship worth almost $70 billion a year. Australia trades raw minerals to Japan for large amounts of earnings, and Japan buys 40% of Australia's beef exports. Japan is one of the leading suppliers of a number of manufactured goods such as TVs, computers, and cars imported to Australia. In recent times, the relationship has expanded to include commercial links to other spheres, including culture, tourism, defence, and scientific cooperation. In recent times, the relationship has expanded to include commercial links to other spheres, including culture, tourism, defence, and scientific cooperation. In particular, many Australians have begun to visit Japan for the snow season, and an increasing number of young Australians are now working in Japan on working holiday visas, as it is a relatively safe and fun country for foreigners, with lots of places and events of cultural interest. While it's not always obvious in a rural area, there are a wide variety of career paths for language learners, with industries looking for employees who are good global citizens. Many universities offer in-country study options for their language and business degrees, and a language can set you apart from other candidates, whether you're studying law at UNSW or drama at NIDA. Whatever you choose to study in the future, ganbarimasu.
皆さんこんにちは。リンマリーと申します。こちらはティファニーさんです。 ティファニー、自己紹介をしてくださいませんか？
はい。こんにちは。私の名前はティファニーです。私は母語学校の教師です。体育を教えています。母語が出身です。でも、去年18ヶ月間日本に住んでいました。
そうですか。ありがとう。どこで日本語を勉強しましたか？
大阪で1ヶ月日本語を勉強しました。それから英語先生お仕事をしながらオンライン日本語を勉強しました。
はい、わかりました。面白いですね。一番好きな日本のことは何ですか？
日本食大好きです。例えば、とんかつカリーお気に入り、めっちゃ美味しい。
そうですね。私は手羽先が大好きです。本当に懐かしいですね。じゃあ今日はありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
大家好，我的名字叫诺亚。我觉得学习外语是个特别重要的事情，因为你可以交很多外国朋友们，也可以找很高工资的工作。我4年前才开始学习了中文，从那时候到现在，我交了100多来个朋友们。好久以前也有很多机会教小孩怎么说中文。我觉得，如果你学习外语的话，一定会有很多机会去其他的国家旅游，吃很正宗的菜，学习新的文化。英文不是世界上最说的语言，所以学习第二个语言是真的重要的。